thought to do today, because I haven't did a lot about jewelry, to show different kinds of jewelry that I make out of the tubes.
Right, I like this one.
Now that's the same tube, and you know that I roll up and I just wrap it around, so it's like several layers. You roll the tube, you make it flat, and then you just wrap it, and it came out like that. Then after it's wrapped, then I took colored pieces of paper. That's where my artistic thing comes in, and I make it like a collage over it. So I'm using the different colors and shapes.
This would go nice with a pair of jeans.
Yes.
Like
yes.
A denim outfit. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. Uh-oh, we're live.
Oh.
Hey guys. Hello.
Hey.
we're just having one of those conversations in terms of Mama Liz and her creation and everything like that, and wanted to really take a moment to invite you guys to come on in to come on in and have the opportunity to be in the presence of Mama Liz and be a part of the creative process, right? And she is here every Monday unless we're closed or inclement weather or whatever. But Mama Liz is always here.
Yes.
And she at some point, right, she would love to see you.
Yes.
As they would say, I'd love to see your face in the place.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. And get some hands-on techniques, lessons on, and get some feedback on what you would like to learn how to make. I would love to work around what I show is what, occurs to me, but the interacting with somebody else, their ideas will come into play. And that's what the one class we did with people,
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, it really fed my spirit because
Nice.
The ladies that were here had never done anything like that. They had never rolled the paper from basic. They never did.
Wow.
And they went home with a wall hanging.
Yeah, that was an amazing class.
It was an amazing, and each one was different. I made one in front of them, and they each were making, and all of them came out different,
Mm-hmm.
using the same thing, because I didn't tell them, I told them how to do it, but not what to do. And their ideas came down into their project, and each one was different.
But you know what? As you mentioned that, and listen to what I'm gonna say. Right when I was looking at the one you made prior to that class,
it was totally different.
It was totally different from the one you made in the classroom.
Yes.
That's amazing.
That's it. It's one of a kind. It's art. That's what it is.
Wow.
It's art. That's exactly what it is.
Wow.
It goes beyond craft. Craft is the technique,
Mm-hmm.
but when you create something, it becomes art.
Wow. And the amazing thing was too, I watched the participants
Mm-hmm.
who were in the class.
Mm-hmm.
I watched how they were just amazed and how, it brought about a sense of pride
Mm-hmm.
that they are doing something they have never done.
Yep.
And
they were able to do it.
Yes.
Yes. They caught it. They were able to do it, and that's what's so great about it. It's
Wow.
really great about it. And there was a lady there, and she, I think, was her sister or her mother. They were working together.
It was her mom.
Yeah. All right. And it was beautiful because I taught them the technique of rolling the making the rods, I call them. And the mom said, that's me. I'm making the rods.
Uh-huh.
And she went to making all the rods. I mean,
Yes.
she left the handle and everything else to her do it, but her thing was making those rods,
Wow.
And plus, she made them perfect, but also I taught how I do it. And I roll them in my hand. But she put it down and rolled them on the table. And I'm watching from a distance. I'm saying, she's rolling it on the table. I never even thought to do it like that.
See
and
that?
she was rolling it on the table and passing them to us. Passing them. I was like, look at her.
Wow.
She was like a machine. You know?
So that means you can create your own technique.
Yes.
At arriving at that finished product.
Was comfortable for you because you know what it's supposed to look like, how it's supposed to be. And I talk them through it. It's supposed to be tight. You hold it together, you roll it. And it was more comfortable for her to put it down and roll it on the table.
Wow, that's great.
So
that's great.
It was a wonderful experience, and I was so grateful. They all enjoyed, and they went home with
some.
Yeah.
That's great. That was great. That was an awesome class.
Yeah.
And what we want to do is to continue that.
Yeah.
We want folks to be able to come in, and those of you that's watching, I see, is that, oh, Rob it looks like Rob. I hope I'm reading it right. Yeah, is watching. And thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Right?
Yeah.
So those of you that are watching right now, right? We would love if there is, let's say, a project. Let's say there's a project you want to work on, right? Send Mama Liz some ideas, right? She would love to get your ideas, your thoughts on some of the things that she would love to work with you on, right? So let's say you want to make a box, right? I'm just saying this, maybe next week she can concentrate on how do we make a box, a jewelry box, so she would love your ideas. More than all, it would be awesome if you have the time to come in and sit. We have the space where you won't be, less than 6 feet, but you will have enough space.
Absolutely.
Where Mama Liz would be able to guide you into making and creating things like this. It's bracelets, anything. What?
Rings.
I think that everything is left up to your imagination.
That's all it is.
Wow.
That's all it is. And I made trays. I made boxes. For any use. A friend of mine wanted something to keep napkins in, and I made her a napkin box, and it just. Square napkins can put down in it, and it's colorful and beautiful, and she keeps it like up on her refrigerator. So when she needs napkins or somebody's eating, whatnot, she can just take it down, set it on the table, and it's beautiful.
Wow.
It's colorful, it's beautiful, and she's got the napkins stacked in it.
That's nice.
Ready.
That's
so
nice.
I mean, it's just what you have a use for something. A garbage can, or not a garbage can, like the same lady asked me to put some, you know how you get mail in it? You just put it, I'll go through it later,
Right.
And she has a nice little box, it looks like a small garbage can.
Nice.
And she puts all her envelopes in there, and she wants to sit and open everything and see if it's junk or it's not junk, because sometimes you're not ready to do that. Well, that's where she puts her mail.
Nice.
By her chair.
Nice.
So you have all different kind of uses for. Another lady asked me something to put her mail in. Her husband would go out and get the mail and put it anywhere in the house,
Wow.
So she said, I was out, selling, and she said, I need something to put my mail in, because my husband, when I go home, he puts the mail anywhere. I never can find it. This way, he'll see this, he'll know that's where the mail goes, and he'll put the mail in there. And that's what he did. He loved the tray, he loved it, it's colorful, and he could remember to put the mail in there.
Nice. So listen, if you want to come in, if you have any questions, feel free to call us.
Absolutely.
Our number here is 352-544 6022. Mama Liz is here every Monday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And, I'll pass on a question or two. So please share this, share the information with your neighbors, with your friends. Have them tune in, all right? And more than all, come on in. I'm going to leave you and Mama Liz so that you guys can do your thing. And again, thank you for watching. And please share this information with someone else. Have a wonderful day. On to Mama Liz.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is a very eventful day already. I hope everybody is having a good day. And what I thought of to do today, since the last few times I did not show jewelry making, I thought I would just do maybe that's water. I thought I would just bring in some of my pieces to let you, since now nobody in here but me, I can take this down. Okay, so this is jewelry that I make, and the whole process basically is all about recycling magazines. I get my colors, instead of using paint to do what I call my art, I use magazines. I use the photographs in magazines. And when I look at magazines, that's what I see. I see colors and shapes and all of that, designs, and I get excited. So, as a recap to a lot, and just in case you're looking at this video and this is your first time, I do want to do a little example. So you get to, let's see. So you get to get an idea of what my basic tools are and what I do. And the basic tool and what I do, and a lot of my jewelry is made from it. It is what I call the rod, okay? Now, I can take a magazine, a piece of paper from a magazine, and I'll just do a quick example. I like every time I do a video to show what a rod is, even if I'm not, I just assume, I don't assume that you know what I'm talking about. So I'm just gonna give you a little example of what a rod is. Now, I can use a whole piece of paper, or I can use a half a paper, or I can use a quarter of a piece of paper. And there's advantages of doing all of the above, okay? And when we're doing a project, I will explain that. But right now, all I'm doing is an example of a rod, okay? Now, you can use wooden dowels, that's what this is. They are available in different sizes, small ones, medium-sized ones, larger ones. You can get them in a package for like $1 something. You get like maybe 10 of them, I'm not sure how many. And you can get them in most craft places, even in Walmart they have them. So these are usable. However, I also like to use knitting needles. And I buy used knitting needles in the thrift store. I don't buy brand new. So that they are, because it's easier to get like really thin ones and then go up to really fat ones. And I have a use for all the different sizes. And you will too. Once you get started, you will too. So the basic of rolling a rod is what you want on the outside. When you look at your rod and it's made, the colors on the outside will be whatever is on the bottom, okay? This is gonna be rolled up in. So this colors will be rolled up in the inside and this will be the outside, okay? So, let's see. I think I'm gonna use this as the outside. And basically, if you start in this corner, let's see, okay. If you start in this corner to roll, and you see, you make a triangle, you fold it over, and you just get it to roll. Now this is my method of rolling, which I just started and do it with my fingers and just roll it. Okay? I'm rolling it and okay, so I'm rolling it up. Okay. And you see, because I did that at the bottom, okay. Now, if I wanted to have, say, a lot of this dark when I rolled it up, I start on, put that part on the top, and the bottom part is that, all of that darkness. Ooh, so since it's, I sort of got it to here. Okay, come on. Wants to act up. Okay. So basically, to get it to roll up, it should be tighter, but okay. Now you see how it comes out dark. Okay, so that's the basics of a rod. Okay. Now this tore a little here, which makes it harder to roll up. So I'm going to show you that you can use a smaller piece of paper, and we'll use the wooden rod, which is a little bit bigger than that thing, and I'll show you what we got here. And once you get like a triangle there in your hand, you put a little glue. And this is the magic. Just any kind of school glue, doesn't matter. The brand is pretty much all the same. And you roll it around, you see? Then you slide it off. Now that is a rod. Now with this, I make earrings. I know this is a bracelet. No, this is a necklace. This is a necklace. It has all of these rings on it. And all the ring is actually one of these. I flatten it out. And then I wrap it on something that's round. Now, right now, I'm trying to find something that's big enough. I have used all kinds of things. Here is something that's big enough. This is a plastic knitting needle, very large. I got it in the thrift store, very reasonable. Okay, so now to make something like this, out of this, you just wrap it around until you can catch it together like that. You see, I'm just holding it. Then you apply the glue. You make sure you don't put the glue where it's going to touch the needle. Okay, and then you just wrap it right on top of each other, like that, you see? And then you slide it off. And you have a ring. Now this, okay, is not the size of this. But you can make something like this and actually make it into a ring. It could go on your finger, you know? Okay, so you can make any size. Here's the ring, here's a pair of earrings. That are 2 rings. Let's see, I put it so you can see it. It's 2 rings. This is a ring. That's another ring, but they're different size rings. And that's a technique to be able to make this one, the bigger one, and then make the smaller one so that they connect together. That's a technique. And I'll gladly show you, you know, if you're interested in making earrings like that. And I do. I like to wear earrings like that. The earrings I have on are made like that. They're not as big as these, but they're made like that, see? And it's great because you can use any color from your magazine and make any color earrings to match your outfit or your mood. And I love it. I love it. And it's basically, so this is like a pair of earrings. And I use a little gold ring to put them together and make them dangle. Now this is a necklace. And I made it so that it's adjustable. It can be shorter, or so it can go like that. It looks very nice. Also is a pair of earrings that go with the necklace. Look at that. Isn't that something? So it's like 3 of these, same rings, and all I did was use, this is hemp thread. And I used the hemp thread, and I just crocheted a chain. I'm not a big crocheter, but I know how to make a chain stitch. So that's what I use to make, and then as I got to one where I wanted it to be a distance apart, I put the thread through, and then kept on making a chain, then I put the thread through and made a chain, and that's how it came out. So this is another technique I would be glad to teach you. And then I just chain stitch 3 of them together, put a jump ring on, and then put the air wire in the jump ring. And there you go. And so you have that. So you have a set. Okay. Okay, here's another one. And this is, all this is another coloration. I have sort of like a burgundy and a lot of white. And then I thought to put these little shells on there. So there's some little shells. And then this has a set of earrings. I don't have the earrings with me, I don't think. I don't see them. But this has earrings that match it. Here's another set. Here's purple. A lot of people partial to purple, you know. And then I made purple earrings to match, you know. This is a pair of earrings for people who like something large and bold, and the colors are more bold. And I thought to make the beads, add beads. Inside and out, there's beads. So that's another. All of these are made with different size rods that are wrapped on something that creates the size, if you get what I mean. And this is something that can be made. This is a bracelet Now, the form of the bracelet is rods, but it's a very good sized rod. Flatten it out and then wrapped on something. It it could have been. It probably was. Um, I'm thinking some kind of bottle or something like that that I wrapped it on, and just after it made it the thickness I wanted it, and then I let it dry, and then I cut out pieces of magazine, colors, shapes, and glued them on. So inside, outside, all over, it's covered with colors and shapes. It makes a bracelet. It's really, it's kind of, doesn't fit my arm, but it's a beautiful bracelet. This was just another technique that in my imagination, I said, I'm going to try that. See what happens, you know? So that's it. Now, another thing I wanted to show you today is these are bracelets that I make out of paper, and I'll show you how that is done. Once I make them out of the paper, then I cover them all over with just literally junk mail. Mail when they're trying to get you to get a new credit card or something. They send the printed material on pretty inexpensive paper. The paper feels a little rough. It doesn't have a lot of shine on it or anything. It seems like cheap paper. That makes the best paper to cover, you know. So I'll show you what I mean by covering, and then you will see, once it's dry, it gets very hard, and that creates the bracelet. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is a piece of cardboard from, I guess it looks like Hefty, okay, the Ziploc bags, okay? I use everything, okay? This is what I do. I take it, I decide, okay, what width I want to make it. And what I did was, I took it and folded it until it's the width I wanted to make it. Then I form it into a bracelet, and I take a little Scotch tape, and I say, this is the size I want it to be, okay? That's the size that would fit on to my arm, okay? So, okay, this is the size I want it to be, and it's taped up, okay? Here's another one. This is some little heavy-duty cardboard. I just folded it in half, made it like, you know, wrapped it around, okay? So it doesn't matter that this side is a fold and this side is not a fold, doesn't matter. Because once you finish it, you don't see that, okay? So this is the bracelet. This is the basics of the bracelet. But first, before I put color on it, I take some paper. Let's see if I have anything in here that will give you an example. Okay. So this would be an envelope. Okay? This would show you an envelope that somebody sent me in the mail. Okay? I'd like to, when I'm using, forming a bracelet, I'd like to, let me get a pair of scissors. Uh-oh. Let me get a pair of scissors. Okay. like to use the shape of a triangle. Okay. And what I do, I take the basic form of the bracelet and sort of try to get it to stay in a nice shape like this. And I take some of the junk mail. Now this could be the letter, it could be the envelope, doesn't matter. Because you're not going to see this. This is just, and I put glue all over. And then I start and just wrap it. Just wrap it and fold it. And since this is the edge, I try to make it very tight. You see I'm holding it very tight. Okay? And one thing about this glue, you hold it and smooth it, it starts setting up right away. Okay? And you just keep on putting it on, overlapping it. And once you have overlapped it, once you have covered it good, you know, you can cover it really good. Inside and out. Notice I folded it so it's inside and out. You're going to cover this form with the junk mail. And then you're going to leave it at least overnight and let it dry. And once it's dry, it becomes hard. I mean, it's like this. It's like this. It's hard. Okay? And you see what I'm doing here? I'm overlapping and I'm wrapping. And this is what I do with boxes. When I'm making a box or making a tray, I take cardboard boxes, small cardboard boxes that stuff come in, you know? Stuff comes in small boxes. And after I empty out whatever, then I cover the box with junk mail. And then just put it aside. And let it get nice and dry and hard. And then eventually I make something out of it. Sometimes I collect a lot of the junk mail and I just sit and just cover stuff, you know. So I end up with like a bag or a box of stuff that's ready to be made into something, ready to be made into a bracelet or a box. And I'll show you what I mean by a box here. You see how this is all covered with junk mail? Can you see that? Now this was the bottom of I think it was cheese in here. So the bottom became, it's going to be a box. And the top is already a box, okay? And I don't think I have it with me, but no, I don't have it. But anyway, it's already a box. And what these are used for, whatever you want to use it for. I know some people use them to keep their remotes in. And when I decorate them and they're colorful, they stand out, you always know where it is, you always know. And yet it's colorful and it adds to your decor, but it's someplace where you can remember to put your remotes in, because sometimes you have like 2 or 3 remotes. People that have games and different things, they have 2 or 3 remotes, and then we're looking for a remote for this, remote for that. Where is it at? On the floor, on the chair, you know. This is something that you could put on a little table or something, keep your remotes in. So, they're just like a nice little colorful thing, you know. And, but you see, that's one of the process is covering the whole thing with the junk mail. Once it's covered, it gets totally hard, and then you start to decorate. And I don't know if I have enough paper here. I should have enough paper to totally cover that. Okay, here's some more paper. Yeah, here's some more. Yeah, this is good. Okay. See, here's some envelopes, you know, and okay. And I just take them and cut them up and get them ready. You know, I don't even make them into triangles until I'm getting ready to glue them, because that would be too much. But this is something, you see how this is something you could get and keep. This is something you could keep in, it's easy to keep together, just some nice squares. You can just put them together and they're ready. So now, you see all of these triangles that I cut? That's what I'm going to use to form the bangle or the bracelet. I guess this would be a bracelet. But I love them. I love the style of this particular kind of bracelet, because it's like a piece of art. It's like a picture. And what I do is I make, some of them are just individual bracelets, you know. They don't go with anything. You can sort of put them with whatever you want to put them with. But some of them I actually make into a set. As you can see, this is just a bigger size. Okay? Now with this, I also made earrings. Okay? Now these are, the shape is almost like a kidney shape. And then I added the little beadwork at the top. You can see the little beadwork here. And then there, so this can become a set. You see that? Okay. And you can see that same pattern, like this is a separate piece. This is not. This is part of this. This is like this covered over a shape of plastic and then glued on. So it's like three-dimensional. You can't see it maybe here, but if you saw it in person. And yet, even in the earring, it has a little bit of that same pattern here. It's in the earring. You know, so it's obviously, you know, a set. This is another set. Now this is a very unique pattern. You see the inside and out. And this has its own name. This is called a power cuff. So, now this particular one, I don't think it's going to fit my hand, But I can almost make this I can make this in almost any size. This particular one was made to fit like smaller hands, you see? It's got to be able to go over your hand to get to your wrist. If this one won't do it for me. But I might have one that will. But anyway, the unique part of the power cuff is that the basis of it, the shape that's like this, was made from a toilet paper roll. So the brown cardboard that's in the toilet paper roll, when it is done, you take it and you take it apart. And it's really glued around like that, so I take it apart and then I make it whatever size around I want it to be. Then I put a little piece of tape on it. Then I cover it with the junk mail. It makes it hard. Then I decorate it. So this is, and then this is the earrings that go with it. Up. As you see, these are earrings that go with the bracelet. And I call this, like I say, a power cuff. Okay? Because it looks very powerful. It looks very impressive. It looks, you have to be of a certain, I don't know, in order to wear something like that, because, some people, they want something that's sort of going to be like more like an accessory, sort of laid back. But one of these is like in your face, boom, So, okay. That's why I call it the power cuff. Okay, I don't have one of them big enough for me, but I do have them, because everything you see here, these are pieces that maybe I made for demonstration purposes, and also every once in a while somebody invites me out to come and set up and sew myself. So I always try to keep a certain amount of inventory, But when I make something that is interesting to me, then I will make sure I make it also to put in my inventory, because if I like it, I said, hey, somebody else might like one of these, so, I just, and it's true, every time I go out, people are, very impressed. It's not like something like they would say, oh, I think I will buy a pair of earrings made out of magazines. No, they don't leave home to do that. But they're at a art festival or craft fair, they might be looking for something very unique, very one of a kind, very artistic, and maybe it also blends with their own personality and their own sense of style. And they're my customers. Yeah, I used to do a lot of that, but I don't so much. I've gone into more in teaching. But every once in a while, I'm tempted, because I love the interaction. And that's something that has, caused me to come into enrichment center and get involved with sharing, get involved with sharing, and also encouraging others to, try their hand at coming up with different ideas and creating things, you know. Now these are the bangles that I have on here. I'll show you. I also make them, and here it is again. I use as the basis what I've used several different things. I've used like what do you call it? Wire that is covered with thread that you, if you're going to do, let's see, floral arrangements, floral wire, that's what it's called. I've used that to be the form to make the bangle, and then covered it with the same paper. And then after it's dry, then I cover it with the colored paper. And then I put a finish on it, like a Mod Podge or whatever, and once you cover it, it's hard. Whatever is on the inside, doesn't matter. It could be wire, it could be paper. And this really has paper inside. There's no wire there. And it's paper that is made into a cord. It's like twisted paper. And they sell it, you know, by the yard. Twisted paper. What they do with it, I have no idea. I think it's used in floral arrangements and stuff like that. But I found some in the thrift store. Big bundle of it. It was very reasonable, $1 or something like that. And I said, wow, I could make a whole bunch of bangles out of that. So I started using that to make bangles. I just make the length I wanted, tape it together, cover it, let it dry, put the color on it, boom, there it is. So that's something, that's another technique, you know, and I absolutely love it. It's very hard. Like I use other bracelets, and it's another kind of bracelet I make, and I'll show you how these are made too. A little bit different, but very similar. But even if I wear this type or any of the other type, I almost never wear any of them without my bangles too. I love the bangles, I just love them. I just love them, and I have all kinds of colors, combination. They sort of go with anything you put on. Doesn't matter, you don't have to matchy-matchy. It just sort of blends in, and it's just a nice little accent piece to your outfit, no matter what, okay? So here I go. I'm still gluing on. I want you to see what it looks like when it's all covered. But you really have to let it dry thoroughly. And to me, that's like an overnight thing. And once you've done that, it is hard. It turns really hard. And it really makes a nice form for your bracelet. And it's nice, and it's not too, like I said, you know, like time consuming or anything. I like using, like I said, I don't know why, it just works out that whole triangular thing, you know? It just works out better to me. Now I'm going, whatever didn't get covered on the inside, I'm gonna put these on the inside. But anyone who is seeing this video, if you'd like to come in, our director has invited anyone who wants to come in. I mean, we can't obviously accommodate a crowd, but there is room, and they can be at their own table. I'll be at my own table, and they can get some great experience. I always have glue and magazines and rod and needles and things like that. And it just depends. Depends on what you would like to do. And if you let me know, if you'd like to make a tray or box, you let me know. Send me a little note, send me a little heads up. I will make sure that I will bring in whatever needs to be, and we'll work on it. I'll show you how to do it. All you have to do is, maybe call and leave your name, your number, and let me know that this is Betty, and I want to learn how to make a box, and or I would like to make a tray, or I would like to make a bowl. I would like to know the techniques in making a bowl, okay? That's another thing we can make with the rod, and that is a bowl, okay? And you can make a big bowl, or you can make a small bowl. Now the small bowls are very useful. I would, whenever I would go out and have a lot of these, I would call them ring bowls. So you have that like on your dresser, and you take off your earrings, you put it in, take off your rings at night, put it in there. That way it doesn't roll around on your dresser, and you know where they are, So these are just good for anything, or nothing. Just set up on the shelf. It's like a colorful accent piece. And depends. You can make it any size. You just keep going and going and going. And last week, that video I made last week, I don't know, that was a gem. Because I made a tray in fact, it was last week and the week before. I started making the tray the week before, and I finished the tray last week. Those two are beautiful. And I don't think I have the tray, no. With another shopping bag. I don't have the tray with me, but it came out beautiful. So anybody who has seen that and would like to make a tray, just call and let me know, and I'll make sure I'll have with me the finished tray, and then also everything that you would need to make your own tray. And it's such a simple process. And when you see it, you think, oh my goodness, that's so unique. You talk about a conversation, object. I mean, nobody would be able to come into your house and not say something about it. It's just that unique looking. And you can make it in any size you want. You can make a small one, you can make a large one. And it's just so easy to make. Here it is, all finished. Now it still feels it feels moist, it feels a little movery, like loose. But you set this up overnight and tomorrow it'll be hard. Then it would be ready for the art to go on. And the art is inside and outside, see? Beautiful. I don't know if this might be big enough that I could put it on and model it for you to show you what this would turn into this. Yeah. See what I mean? Look at that. This is big enough for my wrist. And this is beautiful. And if you look on it, it's like a form almost of a lady on there. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you see the lady right here? Yeah. She's like holding something up like that. That's what it looks like. It's beautiful. You see it? It's hard. It's hard. So you need it so it doesn't like fall off, but you need it loose. You don't want it, you know, like you squeeze it on and it's hugging your arm now. It's supposed to be like a bangle, like loose, but not so loose that it falls off, you know. It's just beautiful. Yeah. So that's it. And then once it's done, then you cover it with either polyurethane, a clear polyurethane that's water soluble, or what is it? Mod Podge. Mod Podge can be very thick. If you use it right out the bottle, it can be very thick and can be like, you know, it won't even dry clear because it's too thick. So you gotta water it down a little. You make it like maybe 2-to-1, and then you put it on, and then you let it dry, and then you put it on again. So you make several layers of the, you know, 2-to-1, and that creates a nice film on there, and it gives a gloss, but also protects the paper. And if it should get wet, you just dry it. You know, you just take it, don't let it soak in water. But if it, for any reason, like I have my bangles on and put my hand in the water, washing dishes or something, and it gets wet, and I go, oh, I didn't take my bangles. I take them off, take a towel, dry them off, and just put them aside and let it dry completely. And it's fine. You know, you just don't let them soak in water, and they'll be fine. Here's another bracelet, and I had the idea to put the little beads on. This is really a small size, but some people have little hands and small sizes. But I just love it. And also, I wanted to show you, what else? Oh, I had, also a lady asked me, could I make a bangle that didn't close up? That, you know, was like this. Okay? So, of course, I said, yes, of course. So I made it, she wanted two like this, so I made her two. And then in wrapping them and making them, it almost came like they have one made like out of metal like this. And they're like, you know, and they're called bangles. So I said, oh, okay, so I'll make it like that. And this actually, what's in here is that wire, that, what's the name wire? Floral wire. That's what's in the inside of this. And I wrapped it. Actually, this is made with the rods, you know. There's two ways I make the bangles, either with rods, and let's see, there's another one I make with rods. Okay, this also with rods wrapped on a form like this. and then just wrap and wrap and just, move it over a little bit, wrap it, move it over a little bit, so you always see that little edge being shown around, all around. You finish one, start another one, wrap it, wrap it, wrap it. So you can either do the rod, or I really, it just, things sort of evolve, so I had the idea, instead of doing the rod where you roll it and burn and flatten and all that, if you're going to wrap it and overlap it anyway, why not? What is important is that fold. So what I did was, I made strips of paper. Okay? So make strips of paper approximately like an inch or so wide. Okay? Then, as you see, okay, I fold it in half. Okay. So I'll show you how to do it, because normally it would be one that's already covered, and I don't have anything, so already covered. Okay, so this is a small one of these, and it will come out like that, you see? So the process would be to put the paper on, and if you put it on, you wrap that right on this, it would not be substantial. You see how that is solid, it's substantial, it's a bangle, But once you use this paper, you see what I'm doing? Just fold it over, still using that triangle, and wrapping it around. So that way you're covering the inside and the outside. Okay, let me see. See, I'm taking this piece of mayo, cutting the triangle. Okay. And see how I just trying to fold it all in to the inside. And okay, and fold it down so it comes out all nice and smooth and tight to the form. And you see, inside and outside is covered. You see, I almost got the whole thing covered. And then you would also, let it dry overnight. You wouldn't try to work with it. Yeah. This is it. And next week, when I come back, I will bring these and we'll finish them. That way, you'll see how I use the exact same ones and how I finish them. And I'll probably, what I'll do is also, you know, make some earrings to go with these. It's nice to have a set, you know, either have multiple bangles or, you know, the earrings and the bracelet to match, or you can have bracelet and necklace to match, you know. It's nice. Some people like a set, you know, but eventually I would probably like, with doing the videos and I would probably making a lot more than I have use for, that after a while it would just be a lot of, what do you call it, merchandise. So I will probably take it to the next step and, you know, start a Etsy account and, you know, put some of my things on Etsy. Right now, I'm not prepared to do that, but in the future, because I would like to, you know, make enough individual items that would be worth my while to make enough to resell, to sell them. Yes, make enough to sell. But right now, mainly I want to share the knowledge and feed everybody's creativity link, you know. Let you be able to create something for yourself, for friends, you know, for relatives. People love to get handmade items, things that you made yourself, you know. I do a lot of things and I give a lot as gifts, you know, and people are always very appreciative of it. Mainly because it's something that I made, you know. And they have the only one. You know, it'd be impossible to make more than one of anything, you know, and have it be identical, you know. Just would be close to impossible. So, especially the techniques that I use, you know, it's really basically one of a kind. That's what I love. I love it. I love it. I like to wear stuff that's very unique and that no one else has. And there are a lot of people like me. You know, I'm not the only one. I'm definitely not the only one. And I meet them whenever I go out to a craft fair or to an art festival. And I set up and I sell my stuff. The people that buy from me, and that's why they buy. They buy, one, because they like the uniqueness of what they're purchasing. And also another thing is, and that I know it's to be a fact, that they also like buying from an artist, like the person who thought it up and the person who created it. They like buying something from that person, you know. So that's also another incentive for people to to buy your art. So anybody that's, would like to learn or get inspired, I hope you will be inspired to, you know, make your own merchandise and, take it out and let other people admire it. You know, to me, that's half of it right there. When people go, oh, that is so nice, you made that? Oh my gosh. Oh, how did you make that? Well, how did you think that up? You know, that is such a good feeling. That is such a good feeling. And every artist should have that opportunity. And that's another thing. If you never thought of yourself as an artist, just do that. Just make some nice little things and, you know, have it at your garage sale or something like that, and see that oh yes, those are some of the pieces I made. You see, that's it. So now this is covered. Now normally, of course, I would let this dry overnight. Then I would take the pieces of paper that I just, about an inch or so wide, and I just fold it in half, okay? And then I put a line of glue on the in the middle, in that folded area. That just makes it really good. And then you just fold it together then on the folded edge, you know, like that. You add some more glue. Then you take it and you wrap it around. And you wrap it. Every time you wrap it around, you move it over a little so that that folded edge is showing. And that, it gives you a spark of color. You see? You see it on the inside? So you're covering the inside and you're covering the outside. And then, so if I were making this for real, I would have been very mindful of the colors, and I would have picked out a bunch of different colors. You see how this is? Those are all different pieces of paper, and that I decided to put it all together, you know? And that made the color. Now you can make something like that. See, I'm putting it on the inside, and then folded it over, and covering it. But you could make it all one color, or you can make it, you know, like a dark and light kind of thing. And I'm wrapping it around, and every time I go through and wrap it, I move over a little so you see that folded edge. See? Now this one is just like white and white. But I'll let you see that also can create a pattern, you know? And okay. Okay. I'm wrapping it. Every time you wrap it around, you move it over a little. You see? So it's from here all the way around to here. So if I wrap some more, this is just white, so it wouldn't show up. Okay, here's some more paper. Okay, so I'll add a little spark of color. Okay. And it doesn't really matter if it's a big piece of paper or a little piece of paper. And just, but what I was looking at, checking out, okay, like where it started, I like started on the inside and then wrap it over, move over a little, wrap it over, and you'll be able to see. See? Okay. This is making a pattern here. So then I'll use this. This is that another white piece. I'll put that over it. And it's really not totally white because there's some black print on it, but it's so little small print you can't really see it. From a distance, what you see is the white. Okay. You wrap it, and this is going to come out nice, but you'll see. See how it is? Okay, it's going to be nice. So there was one more piece, I think. And, oh, here it is. This one more piece. So I'm going to fold that. And put it here. Put it on the outside. Then I'm going to put it over. And see? And when this is, finish it all around. And when it's hard, let me see, we got plenty of time. I could actually finish this, it's just that it's gonna take a long time for it to dry. Cause underneath, it has to dry up also, so, you know, it'll take a long time to dry it out, dry it out. Let's see, take another piece of paper. Oh, okay, we'll use this. This will brighten it up a little. See all this blue here? We're gonna wrap it so that blue is gonna show up, and I'll show you what I mean. I'm gonna fold it in here. Okay, and fold it in here again. Actually, we can just fold this in here. This is kind of a wide piece, but it'll still work. Okay. Okay. I'm going to fold it in, tap it over. And since this is going to be sort of like a muted shades color. It would go good with something that was kind of bright. So if you had something that had a lot of blue in it, I think, and but a lot of other bright colors, and then you paired it up with something like this, you know, and it would just, you know, be nice. You see how that come out? Okay. This is okay. So I just would like to mention again that you have all had the word from our director, and he has invited anyone who would like to be in contact and want to come in and learn firsthand how to do what I do, creating, recycling magazines. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. And that is wonderful. Just call in advance and let us know what you're interested in. So make sure I will have what it is prepared, and so that, you know, I can't really bring everything every time, but if you want to do jewelry, you want to do earrings and bracelets and necklaces, and you want to come in next week, call and let the director know, and he will let me know, and that way I will be prepared. And I'll have all the supplies, because the supplies are just not all of that big a deal, you know, and that's what's so great about what it is I do. It's not an expensive craft or hobby, and I will have everything that you need to start off, and you will know you have your own supplies. You'll be ready to rock and roll at home. You'll be ready. And if it is boxes or trays or bowls, just let us know what you're interested in. And I will, or even, you know, like wall hangings, and I mean, I did one wall hanging, but there's lots of other ideas that I'd like to experiment with, you know? So that's another thing. You could say, well, I'd like to do a wall hanging, but I don't know what kind. So I will think up something new. Well, maybe I tried the other one, and I'd like to try another one. Just let me know. And here's the bracelet. I finished it. It's a nice, colorful without being bright. This would look nice with jeans, you know, a little denim outfit, you know. It's nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. Okay, so that's already done. I'm gonna read one. it's going to take a while because to really dry out, because I didn't let the paper on the inside dry out first. You know, that really makes it. And when you put the art on, that'll dry fast, but now the whole thing's got to dry out. But it's gonna be nice. That is how this was made. Okay? One of my go-tos. And this actually, I have certain ones that I have made, at least, okay, I made before, at least before 2016. So this is at least, you know, let's see, 4 years, 5 years, this is at least about 5 years old. It is still very pretty, and it's still very nice, still very wearable. So that's the good thing about anything you make, that it is durable. You could always, you know, redo it, you know. I have done that also. I've had pieces that I just redid them. Just took more paper and just put over the paper that was already on there and changed the whole color scheme, because I wanted a particular color scheme and I didn't want to start from scratch. So I just took some that I already had for a while, wanted to make another color scheme, cut them up, glued it all around, boom, put some more shellac around, you know, a whole new set. So this is another thing I did. This is just cutting out, making a shape. Actually, it was a circle. And I thought, well, I made a lot of circles, you know, so I decided to cut a piece out of the circle. You see? And there's also, I don't even think I have it with me, but this also, there's a bangle that goes with this. And I also used some decoration of some little pieces of foil paper that I think got off of a card or something that I had, I want to say. Yeah, so they're not showing like foil here, but those little shapes on there. If you see how they are, see there, that's where you can see it. They really have like a iridescent look to it, yeah. So these are nice. So these are some of the things that I love to make. Here's a very colorful pair of earrings with a little bead. You see, that's just a circle with a hole in it. And then I put the wire and put the beads on the wire, and then the ear wire on to the beads, and boom, you got a pair of earrings. Yeah, these are really nice. So I'll put these on so you can see them. These are some of my favorite ones. I wear them all the time. I don't know why. They just sort of, I don't know, they just go with everything. Okay, let's see. And then somehow I got them hooked together. Okay. Okay. These are really nice. So it goes with the bangles. See? Really nice. I love them. I love them. So, this is another one. And this is a necklace. This is a kind of big piece of cardboard. It's one of my earlier pieces. I also paint, and I made a watercolor, and then, as you see, it's a picture of a lady, it's a face. I got very into making faces. Yeah, there she is. Ah. So I cut it out, and then I put it on a piece of cardboard. I mean, that was covered over with the junk mail because that's what makes it hard. So I made a nice piece. Then these are some beads that I made out of rods and just wrapped them on something, glued them, made them, really probably just wrapped it on something like this. Flattened it out and then wrapped it. And that's what made the hole in the middle, made a bead, okay? These are little wooden beads that match, you know, paint that I put on the back. This is one of my earliest pieces. I was combining the paper with the painting and the whole nine. This is not crocheted. It's not the chain crocheting that this one is. See how thin that is? That's chain crochet. This is woven. And it's like if you would chain crochet and you could go around like that and made like a tube. Okay? So it makes it thicker and more chain. And then at the end, I did a little chain, put a little bead. This was another idea. This was a wooden bead. So that this whole aspect makes it adjustable. Can make it longer on you or shorter. In other words, it can hang down further or up higher by adjusting this, okay? Or it's just decoration, just these little shells hang in the back. Just another idea. But it's a really nice necklace. Okay? Paper. What else do I have here that I can share? Oh, the one I have on. This is made similar. But what I did was I took some beads that I made and just wrapped them. Then I took wire and just made them together. I first glued them together, so it's like 3 beads glued together. And then I just wrapped wire through and connected them, you know? So it became like a wire wrap. You see that? And silver. And then I made some more beads and put them on here to finish off the look. So that's him. See, the 2 beads here, and then 3 beads here. And then this is the same hemp technique with woven with how I make these are with a loom that I made out of wood. And it just makes it so you can make a, let's see, it's 1, 2, 4 chains around, and you just go round and around in a circle, bring it through the middle, and it makes like a tube. But it just makes more of a substantial chain, you know. This also has the adjustable part in the back. It's a different color bead, 2 little shells, and you see, you can pull it together. And what that will do is adjust it so that it'll be up here. Or I can pull it out to the length and get it to come down here. So it depends on how you want to wear it. Sometimes you want something up higher, lower. That's it. So this is still using the rod, okay? Beads made out of the rod into a necklace. When I make the boxes, which I don't really have a finished box, sometimes I take the beads and I put all around here. I make different sizes. Sometimes I put it on the ends. Sometimes I put it all on the sides, you know, all around. I have different sides glued on. And then inside, I usually put just colored pieces of paper glued together, so it's just a collage of color. The bottom, sometimes, I have used rods, just glued them on. Not mashing them, keeping them round, glue them on, make a nice rod. I'll show you this. Next time I come in, I'll make sure I have this, and then one that's already finished. Because sometimes you miss them. But that's how these are. And I've made these in so many different ways, you know. Just whatever I feel like making, you know. I made rods go down the side, across the bottom, and up the other side. And just the beads all glued onto that outside, you know. It can do, you know, all kinds of things with them. But it makes really nice little accent piece, little storage unit, or just decoration, you know. It doesn't have to be for anything, just something colorful to put on a shelf like this. This is a little colorful, just if you have some nice shelves and you just want to put something on it, but not, you know, something colorful, you know. So, here's that nice bracelet that I made today. Yeah. So that I hope I hear something from everyone that sees the video and would like to come in. Again, you're being invited. You're being invited to come in and join all the fun that we have. And all you have to do is let me know what it is you would like to do, and I will make sure I have the supplies ready to go. And you know, in this room that I'm in now, we could do at least 2 people in here with me. There's another table, we can do 2 people at a table. I would keep this table, we have another big table in the back there, so that's doable. Also, we could probably, if we had more, we could probably use the other room, a bigger room, you know, with more tables. But I'm sure our director, Dowels, would make the rooms available and keep us all safe distancing. We practice safe distancing, and you know, I did another class, and it was at least 4 or 5 other people in the room with me, but we were in a big room. We were all like 2 people that were together, they were at a table. The people that were by themselves, they were at their own table. I was way in the front, way away from all of them. It was beautiful. Like I said, we made a really nice video, and that video is on YouTube. I think it's still on YouTube. As he said, whatever he puts up on YouTube stays on YouTube. So that video is on YouTube, and you'll be able to see that it was when we made the wall hanging. So that's something that came out really, really nice. And you want to do a wall hanging? Let me know. You want to do a different kind of wall hanging, let me know. Because I got some ideas I haven't tried yet. You know? And you can see this is what I do with, like when I buy, what was in here? Autumn King Premium Green Seedless Grapes. Okay. That's what was in here. Okay? These plastic containers come in handy. I don't throw them away. I recycle. I think everybody should recycle. Okay? We are far too wasteful. This is something else. Recycle. These are small bracelets. This also has some earrings that match. Look at that. Okay, so I'm gonna put this one in here. And when I come back, I'm going to finish decorating that one. And let's see. Okay. Alrighty. Ready. Okay. Here's another one. Oh, these are the best ones. These are the baby spinach. I also am a plant-based eater, and so I buy a lot of vegetables and a lot of fruit, and I find she has the bracelet. This is not the one we just made. This is another one that has similar colors. Okay? Look at that. It's a similar bracelet. As you see, I like blue. Blue is one of my favorite colors. Okay, here's another one with it's a smaller one. Yeah. But it's made the same way with the wrapping. Which is nice because it makes the inside outside very similar. Oh, here's another one. Look at that. Now that was wrapped inside outside like the other one. But then I thought to do this, to take a large bead, wrapped, and that's this, it's all on the round side. And then I put smaller ones inside and glued them all inside. And I made the design. Look at that. So you're only limited to your own imagination. Okay? Oh. Okay. Let's see. Here's another one. Oh, here's another one. See, just ideas. Now what I did was took pieces of the rod and I folded it over and made like little squares and glued them on. Made like little decorations. I don't know if you can see them. Here they are. I made it like up and down, so that it's on the top, but not all the way around. See? And then the back is like smooth. But yeah, see? You can see the little square things on it. Very nice, very nice. Let's see, what else is in here that I could show you in a few minutes we have read. Oh, it's like 1 o'clock. Okay. So, we're done for the day. Don't forget, you call and make your appointment. Tell me what you would like. I will come with the supplies. Ready to go. And we could make all manner of things and come up with some new ideas, you know? There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to just make what what I thought of, you know. We can make what you thought of, you know. Say, you know, I was thinking maybe we could try making a blah blah, you know, and we could try making it, you know. I've made end tables. Yeah, I actually made end tables, and so you know, it is. There's no end to your imagination. See, I have extra. And no end to what you can create, you know, when you put your mind to it. I'm finding that out. That if I think it up, I probably could do it. You know? It's just that I have limited space, so it's easy for me to get carried away. You know, that's the real of it. I can get carried away with making and making and making. And if all I do is make and don't, you know, in some way, dispose of it in some way, but a lot of what I make, I use myself, to tell you the truth. I use trays, you know, some really nice trays, and sometimes if I'm entertaining and you know, you need a little tray to put something on, or if you're going to sit, say in the living room, and you're going to have some little coffee and tea and maybe little cookies or something, you know, I have these little trays that I made that you could put on your lap, and you could put your coffee on it, and you put your tea in. Yeah, I use them. And so, yeah, I have a lot of things that I made that I find very useful around the house, you know. And if I could use it, so could you. Or you can make them and give them away, you know, which is nice too. People very appreciate that, you know. Make them and give them away to your friends and relatives, you know. And they're always great as decorative pieces, if nothing else, you know. Something you can sit around, and then when you need it, you just use it. Okay, I'm gonna say bye-bye now. See you next Monday. Okay, give a call, let me know what you want me to bring, and I will be ready. Did it go off?